Mash that record button. There we go.
Slap it.
Oh, okay, sir. All right,
Long time no see.
I didn't know when to publish the Tuesday one. I guess I should have done it earlier, but we'll just release two back to back.
Yeah.
But
Give the people what they want, man. All three of them.
exactly. The desire is strong. Yeah. And the girl I'm seeing also, she's like, oh, you do that? I was like, yeah, good luck finding it. And then I made the mistake of putting my name in the titles now. It's like, oh, so I might undo that. Make it less discoverable. By people searching exactly for me anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I actually really like that general premise, right? Like the chances of someone stumbling upon this are next to none. But if they do, like maybe it's for them.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's really just like it exists so that people know that there is a way. Notice I didn't say the way. It's just there's a way to not feel like shit anymore, and I wanted to kind of just share that with people. I think kind of if you want to define evil as or badness as just bringing more suffering into the world, then you abate. Then this is my attempt at being good. Good is the opposite of that. Just the reduction of suffering. So in my little corner of the world. And be cool, like it's like we joke about how like it's not big and it's not like, and that's fine. That's not really the point. The point isn't to be like incredibly popular. I think it would be cool if like everyone did something like this, and I think the world would be very different than where it is if they all had a practice of learning how to and practicing, getting used to and understanding, and I don't even want to say overcoming suffering, but changing their relationship to it so it's just not that bad. And then other stuff just starts to shift and change the more I practice. And I know I've mentioned this a bunch of times, but the Sam Harris like meditations are great and all, but the new feature called Moments is a fucking game changer.
And that's the one that just like pops up throughout the day, right? Like just
it's like a random time. Like sometimes it'll be like right in the morning, sometimes middle of the day, sometimes it'll be later in the evening. And it is so good. It's so good. His little, and they're like 30 seconds to a minute in a quarter. I would pay just for that. Really. Like the meditations are cool and all. It's like I could meditate on my own. But the insights, like it's, again, there's no new information. It's just remembering. It's remembering. It's greasing the groove of what I know to be true. Like, what do I know to be true? And it's like, oh, that's right. Remembering. And in order to remember, I've got to discover him in the first place, which is part of this process, this bit here of kind of getting to the root cause of what my pain and suffering is. And what would that be, Jordan?
The stories I've told myself about the way my life
is. My thinking. It's just my beliefs about the world. My beliefs about the world are just stories that I'm convinced of, that I have a lot of practice in believing. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think this week has been a particularly good case study in that.
How so?
Am I personally feeling pretty good about feeling better than the alternative of the news today? For sure. Like I definitely wanted Biden to win over Trump, but like I'll draw a connection here, but it's like
I thought this was where you were going.
Yeah.
Like continue.
it's a really, really
I
great
was
case.
confused from the statement because I thought you had said that Trump had won. And
Oh God.
and that's why I was confused. I was
Yeah.
like, not that you would care either. Like, I don't give
Yeah.
a shit who you wanted to win.
Yeah.
I was just like, but that's not what's happening. So I was confused.
Yeah,
It's like, it's not only just a Biden win, it's like a Biden stomp, right?
Yeah.
So it's like traditional red states going blue, like that's a big deal. Well, for the president,
man. For the president.
For the president.
Well, there's the runoff election in Georgia too for the Senate that might flip, which is still really interesting. That'll be in January.
Yeah, but the House was the House is red in my the House is red.
I believe that's correct.
So got more red, I think. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's why I had a confused face. I was like, he's not, but he's losing.
Yeah,
he's probably gonna lose this.
Yeah, the CNN just called it like 20 minutes ago.
Okay,
he did officially lose, but the case study, both in myself and in other people, like I noticed it in myself. I'll stick with just me. Like even with someone who
why do you want to stick with just you?
It's the only like subjective experience I actually can speak to, right? Like, and I don't want to assume or make prescriptions for people that are not myself.
Why? Right. So you like your first point. Yeah, this is the only subjective experience that like you can have, right? Is yours, and can't have other people's experiences, which means to say for others, it would kind of be dishonest. You don't really know. It's a guess. But then, why else? Because you were touching on it deeper. I don't want to make them for others. Why?
Yeah. I can't give anything to people that they don't ask for, right? And like, I also don't want to save anybody, nor can I. Like my way.
I mean, isn't that a present to give someone something that they didn't ask for? Isn't that it's called a surprise?
Yeah. In my experience, just
I'm being playful with you, by the way.
I know,
right? And so,
shoving my spirituality dick down people's throats usually doesn't go over super well.
That's a great way of putting it. It's like, I didn't ask for this. And like, why would I like feel the need to like bequeath my spirituality or my perspective onto other people?
I think for me, it's a two-part thing. I'm looking for the validation of like getting other people to join my club. Or like say, oh, wow, that's super insightful. That's interesting. Look at you go.
Yeah, generally it comes from like a place of like ego or some other thing where it's like, oh, look at this big dick I've got. So look how it's like JP Sears has like t-shirts about it. It's like, and then it's like what all of his videos are about. It's just like, yeah, look, I'm spiritual as fuck, man. Look at me. I'm fucking amazing. Exactly. Like, I'm not selling anything, man. I don't need other people to get this or believe it or watch it. It's not what it's about. I don't market it or advertise and it's just there. And if it resonates with people, awesome. Then I've got something for you if you want it. That's it. That's it. And like when I came to great. So like when we started working together, I like show up and be like, look what I'm looking for. I'm looking for mentees. I want to mentor people in this spirit, like to make you happy. Like is that like, no, not at all. Not at all. I was like, yeah, sure. We can go out to coffee and let me fucking check you out. Right. And I was like, oh, you want to work with me? Well, we'll see. These are my boundaries. Mm-hmm. And you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Absolutely. It's like, okay, all right, let's see. Let's give it a shot. Yeah. Let's see how it goes. You know, fast forward fucking 3 years later, however long.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah. Will it be 3 years in the summer?
Spring. I think we started in like February or March.
Yeah. I'm hoping to go back. I really want to go back.
Yeah, you were supposed to already this year, right?
Yeah, I was supposed to this spring. but
That's what I thought.
you know, something happened in March. I don't remember what it was. It's been so long, but now I have to go outside with the mask for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if they'll do in-person classes in the spring, but if they do, as soon as they open up, I'll go in that next cohort.
Yep.
So it's time for a sabbatical for me and work. Could use a good 6-week break, maybe 2 months even. Shit. Don't want to shove my spiritual dick down anybody's throat. Exactly.
Yep.
That's
Stamp
why.
a trademark on that one.
That's exactly why. Attraction rather than promotion.
Yeah.
I'm sold stuff all the time, man. It's like I'm just bombarded with being sold shit. And I just love the Buddhist take on religion, where it's just like, look, man, don't fucking take my word for it.
Yeah.
Just try it out. See if it works for you. I'm just like, that's such a great, like, you'll be fine. You don't need me. So tell me about your week, man.
Yeah. Same old. Actually, I haven't journaled for a couple days because my pen broke, and that's a terrible excuse because I could just go get.
Well, it's not.
Pen.
It's not about excuses. Like this
Yeah.
isn't like you didn't journal. Like
I know.
I got you. There's no bad excuse. If you journal if you're getting something, don't just journal for the sake of like I've got fucking 8 months of journaling in me. Like that's not the point. Yeah. Right? It's like my journaling ebbs, and right now primarily my journal is a workout log. That's primarily what it is. It's like it's fine. Yeah. So if you're like, that's a sign to me that the journaling is like, because if I really liked it, I would be like, I would find another pen or pencil at my house, which I'm sure there is one. Yep.
That's a great point.
Find one. So like, that's a pretty good sign. That's like, I'm journaling just for the sake, just so I can sound like a fucking YouTube influencer and look at my amazing morning routine. Right. And so stop journaling for a bit. And if you're like, I kind of miss it. Yeah. I want to be doing it. Like, all right, pick it back up. Yeah. We're trying to find tools that work for us, not tools that just fucking sound cool. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's like, I used to mentor a guy who's like, man, I really want to like read a lot. I'm like, well, why aren't you reading? It's like the easiest thing in the world. It's like, because he wanted to read to like be smart. Yeah. Right. He wanted to read to like sound like all of the motivations he had for reading.
52 books a year. CEO stats.
Bingo. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. YouTube influencer bullshit. Where did that fucking idea come from? It wasn't you. I fell for it literally yesterday. I was listening to some YouTube video or some podcast, and guy was like, yeah, I wish I had read more when I was a kid, blah, blah, blah. I would recommend reading. All of like the fundamental insights into the human condition have pretty much all been written about and much better than and so I would recommend people to read more. And I was like, yeah, he's right. I was like, wait a second, whoa, fuck, no. No, absolutely not. And again, I'm not saying not to read. Reading is like, but why am I reading? Yeah. Why am I doing it? And if it's like, oh, okay, I've got to go get something. I'm going to go get knowledge. I'm going to go get enoughness. I'm like, I'm not enough. I'm not smart enough, good enough, intelligent enough. I don't know, hardworking enough, whatever it is. And I'm going to prove to myself and go get those things by going and reading. Have fun with that, man. Then you'll be that guy at the party who's like, actually, it was the fucking Babylonians that blah, blah. And you're like, shut the fuck up. No one cares. You have no friends. No one likes you. We all know that guy. And that's who you're going to fucking be. You got to like, now you've got to act like damage. Like, look, I've done all these things. Why don't people love me? Why am I empty inside still? I've read so many books. Look how smart I am. And no one cares. No one fucking cares.
Oh, that hits so close to home.
Because you're still fucking empty inside. Because we haven't done the actual work to understand that you're already enough as you are. As you are right now, it just doesn't feel that way. So cut out the fucking middleman of 52 books a year and just go get content. Just be content.
Yeah.
You have so much already. And it's fucking punching you in the face. Just the fact that it's like I could get access to 52 books a year. I could get access to thousands and thousands of books a day. Any book instantly available to me. Like immediately to read anywhere. No, man, there's not enough. It's not enough. I got to go get more. And then if I'm smart enough and good enough, then I'll have people that love me. I'll be accepted and I'll be cool and I'll be fucking super smart and I'll make tons of money and I'll, get my pee-pee touched all the time and it'll be awesome. No, it's already awesome.
Always has been, always will be.
I just have a lack of imagination. And now that I'm enough and it's already awesome, now what do I want to do? Now what do I want to do when I'm not on fucking emotional fire? What do I want to go do now? Now from that place, okay. Now if it's like I want to read a book, awesome. Go read that book.
Yeah.
When I hear people, I'm reading fucking like how to fucking increase my productivity, I like want to fucking hang myself. I want this 30 seconds of my life back that you talked about wanting to read this book. I'm going to read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Bitch, stop. I'd read 7 Habits of Highly Content People. Be effective? At what?
It's
appeasing your corporate overlords? Fucking filling out TPS reports? Bitch, stop, man. No one is on their deathbed being like, oh man, I wish I was more effective. Like, oh man. Oh. Ooh. No, they're like, I wish I had fucking resolved that problem I had with my brother. I wish I had loved more. But I was too busy chasing all these other things that were proxies for loving and being loved. Every time I'm sad, fucking call your mom. Create a connection with another human being. We've all done that before. Like, I want to call this person, but I'm not calling this person. I want to talk to this human, but I'm not going to talk to this human being. And then like 8 months go by, you actually do. You're like, oh my God, that was awesome. I'm so happy I did that. I miss that person. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. It's almost like we're wired for human connection and being with humans. It's fucking crazy. But I'm too busy fucking trying to micro-optimize my morning routine with fucking intermittent fasting and MCT oils and fucking coffee suppositories and vitamin D capsules in my fucking anus. So self-obsessed. I'm just like, no, I'm not going to do that. Bitch, call your dad. And how would I know this? I'm like, oh yeah, Andrew, you're like some. No, I know this because this is exactly what I do. Do these same things. I'm just not miserable anymore. I'm pretty chill. And then I do this work. Like this work is a phenomenal, like, well-being cadence reset where it's like, even if I'm like, having these sessions, it's just like a workout, man. It's a spiritual workout. It's a momentum reset. It's like a nice meditation session or fucking hot bath or fucking massage, any of these things. This is a bit better than all of those things. It's like 1,000 times better than all those things. But, you know, not everyone fucking has a mentor-mentee relationship with someone, right? So it's like, got to start somewhere. Oh. And this isn't to say, like, you can't go and there aren't, like, nice self-help things and resources I can read. There are. My main problem with them, and this is, I'm beating a dead horse with you, but my main problem with them is they lack any sense of, like, it's just information. And our problem is never, in this day and age, is not lack of information. Yeah. It's just, how do I put this into practice in my life? It's like, oh, write a gratitude log and journal. Okay. And who do I share that with? How do I put that out into the universe? I don't know. Nothing has come close to sharing this with other human beings. Nothing. I can't, at least for me, I don't know how to do it in this little microcosm all by myself. Become too myopic. It's funny, for breakfast, I had a protein shake for the first time in like, I fucking don't know the last time I had a protein shake, because my girlfriend had left some casein, and some chocolate chips. Was like, and I was like, I want a chocolate raspberry shake. So I had that with oatmeal for breakfast. I was like, that's pretty good. But I was like, I don't know why I just mentioned this. So I feel exactly like the Joe Rogan experience right now. That little clip you sent me, where it's like,
I was fucking dying.
It's like, yeah, that was, I've seen that a few times. Yeah. But it does sum it up entirely. It's like, yeah, do you think like it's like the DMT is the center of, you know, humanity really is like blah blah blah, some deep ass fucking super stoner shit, and he's like, yeah, do you think chimps can feel or whatever it was? I don't know. It's like, Jamie, pull up that elk video or whatever the fuck it was. Yeah. Oh man. So yeah, man. Yeah. You're journaling. Like, it's a tool. How do we know if the tools that we're using work for us?
How it feels.
Exactly. And it doesn't really feel like the journaling is resonating.
No, dude. You know what else came up this week that's not resonating is like, I just have no desire to go pick up a weight, and I haven't for a while, and that's fucking okay. So I'm gonna just not do that. Yeah.
So don't, man. I feel like you get plenty of that energy out in jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, well, and that's something like just like exercising like 3 or 4 times a week, like vigorously exercising 3 or 4 times a week, like feels fucking awesome. And like feeling that mindset
vigorously.
From like vigorously.
Or is that furiously? I can't, I don't know.
But it's just like, that's all I need, man. That's not only is that all I need, that's really all I'm wanting. Like, I don't have this desire to go get like every day. That just feels fucking crazy to me now. And there's like, obviously tons of little voices that come up all the time with
it's a compliment versus the focus.
Yep.
Right. If I'm doing like back when I was super fucking into CrossFit, doing 2-a-days and shit, like, yeah, I was in fucking great shape, but it was like consume, because it's like doing 2-a-days,
especially of CrossFit, that's fucking crazy.
It was like a lifting heavy and then like the Metcon heavy.
Metcon, yeah.
But it's like 2-a-days, doing that much work. Not only is a lot of time in the gym and getting to the gym and coming back from the gym and like showering and all, and then there's the maintenance of the body that also has to happen, which is all the mobility shit and like taking care of the body that has to happen so I don't break down and hurt myself. It was fucking like that. It was like one of the primary focuses of my life, which is fine, I guess. was like, there's other things. There are other things. And it was nice because there was community aspect behind it too. So there were people involved and things like that, right? So, and there are worse things. But yeah, fitness is a compliment. It's a necessary but insufficient condition to my well-being. And it can be anything. It can be fucking long walks. Like it can be whatever. And how do I know? How do I know? It's how it looks in the mirror. That's what's important. When I look in the mirror, do I look awesome? Do I have the fucking cum gutters? Or I think as ladies call them the V or whatever, the fuck me lines. Yeah, there you go. Now you're Buddha. Congratulations. Buddha had abs, by the way. I don't know if you Yeah, Buddha was fucking super yoked.
Yeah, all these portrayals of him as this like fat happy dude. Nope, had it all wrong.
No, yoked. He was fucking shredded. The Buddha was fucking shredded. He was the first bodybuilder. So Jesus fucking yoked. See him on the cross. Now it's a good angle, right? Because he's like stretched out, right? So the fat kind of like gets peeled, the skin kind of gets up over the abs, right? But yeah.
Reps for Jesus, man. Who do you think started that?
Jesus was jacked too. Super ripped. And that's really the key. Like if you take anything away from this, folks, like your happiness is entirely dependent on how others view your body. 100%. 100%. So whatever you have to do to go get that dream body, fucking go do it.
Dude, right I'm so glad that was my first solution.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that's the thing that I tried.
Why?
For as long as I tried it and as hard as I tried it. Because now I get to live a life where I just recognize that for me, there's no juice there. And
I really recommend like anyone go super hard in the paint in like any one particular strategy to like try and and be like, oh yeah, it's not there. Okay, well, where is it? Because once I kind of peel back or like the door opens a little bit or you take the red pill, whatever the fucking phrase you want to use for like awakening, it's like, oh fuck, okay, it's not just an achievement of something or in some goal. Right, those feel good, and then they're gone, and then it's like on to the next goal, it's never done. It's trying to fill like this bottomless pit. It'll just never get full because I'm trying to fill a hole that doesn't exist. Some will say I'm trying to fill a God-shaped hole. I don't buy that at all. I don't buy that at all. This is no hole in the first place. Which I guess, I mean, if you want to be something, like I could argue that that's saying the same thing.
Yeah. No, I don't know how to say this quite right. It's like the thing that's never really resonated with me about that statement is like, everybody is whole, perfect, complete is exactly as they are. But like this, to me, like establishing this foundation of well-being doesn't happen by accident. And like saying that there is this God-shaped hole that if I just let God into my life, that everything is hunky-dory, for me doesn't really resonate so much.
Yeah, it's like God is not it's not a required belief. I don't have to believe in God to do this stuff. Like Buddhism's also a great example. They're like, you don't have to fucking believe in some God that it like, not at all for it to do its thing. So yeah, it's not a prerequisite. It can definitely help for sure. Absolutely. I've seen it work firsthand. But it's not a prerequisite. Like you could be a staunch atheist. Actually, I wouldn't even say staunch. Like if you're like people, so like the thing with atheists is like And it's just like evangelical Christians. Like like the staunch atheists are like, they really want you to fucking believe that God, like really hard. And they will evangelize how shitty religion is. And like, that's why you should believe it. And those are two separate things. Like I can criticize every religion and still have a place for God or for some spirituality or whatever you want to fucking call it. Doesn't matter. And if you get triggered by the word God, like that's on you. Like, or like, I think there's something wrong. Or triggered by spirit, like that's all on you, man. So, but yeah, you can be a complete atheist. Be like, no, there's nothingness. There's nothing after this. It's all black and darkness. And if anything, that makes life even more special to me.
Yeah.
Because like all I have is this one experience. Like that's incredible. What a
Welcome to heaven, population, everybody.
That's all I got, man, is this one emotional experience here on Earth. All right, shit. Holy shit.
Let's fucking do this.
So, yeah, exactly. Let's do it. Let's fucking go, man. Let's do it. So yeah, it's not a precondition. So yeah, there is no hole. Or another way to phrase it is the whole is basically is of my own creation. And if that's the case, then I can just fucking make it no hole. There we go. Problem solved. Now, I might not feel that way. But once I kind of go, okay, well, maybe that's the case. Maybe there isn't one. Then it opens up the mind, at least in my experience, it can open up the mind to go showing evidence of why there isn't one in the first place. And like, okay, well, what if I am enough to start with? Okay, maybe I don't need to go be an accountant. Right? I can go, nothing against accountants, but it's like, I don't think anyone is like 5 years old and is like, I want to be an accountant. Nope.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone does that. And maybe there are, and if there are, go after it. Go get it. Go be an accountant. I'm sure there are plenty of people who are like, this is perfect for me.
Yeah.
When I was little, I wanted to work with fucking computers, for sure. 100%. I love technology. And I was little, I'm talking about like teenager age. Yeah. I was like, I loved technology. I was like, I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough at math. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. All just stories. Yeah. Now I'm a fucking software engineer. So I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. Because it's like, I didn't just get it immediately. It just took some effort. Anyway. All right, dude. Let's do some resentments.
Yeah, man. Let me pull this up. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
All right. This is, oh God. Headphones. Okay, there we go. This is about my best friend, Eric. If you're listening to this, man, I love you.
All right, Eric. This is for fuck you, Eric. We're about to shit on Eric right now.
Oh, man. No, he and I have already had this conversation many times. But at the time when this happened, I was not super stoked. So the resentment is, I'm going to get more specific. Like there's been a couple examples, but this was the big one. They're talking shit about my relationship with Afton. This came
with Eric.
Yeah, very meta of him.
It's like Eric's like, I'm not enjoying this relationship I have with you, or with myself. Mm-hmm. Just read it out. I don't need the fucking preamble.
Well, you got it anyway.
Just fucking read the story, bitch. You always give me like, all right, well, this is the one about this thing, but like the thing about this that you need, I'm like, bitch, just read this.
I like a little production value in my stories. Okay, I like the lead in.
There's no value in your production. Like, I get it. You have a story about this. We're about to get into it.
All right. Okay. Here. All right. Story. Who the fuck are you to say who's good or bad for me? You barely even know them. Plus, you act like I don't know how to judge character on my own. Just because you're alone and drunk all the time doesn't mean I'm better off alone too. Like I said, if he's listening to this, man, I love you. If you spent less time talking shit about my choices, maybe you'd see the flaw in your own ways and actually work on yourself for once. Then you wouldn't be such a goddamn mess. I'd be more proud to be your friend. Though, to be fair, it's not like any of my relationships have been happily ever afterized into the sunset anyway, so maybe he has a point. Maybe if I can't learn to listen to other people's advice, I'll keep getting stuck in unfulfilling or short relationships because clearly I can't judge it for myself. Mm-hmm. And the facts, I'm going to actually say, Kid Specific told me what he thinks about Afton.
Okay. Yep. There we go.
Brian, it's like, yeah, this is someone I was almost married to, right? And it's like I was with them for 4 years and my best friend is telling them that I shouldn't have ever been with them in the first place. Like, that doesn't feel very good.
Yes, but how does it affect your pride here?
I want to be proud of I want to be able to bring the people I'm in a relationship with to my friends and family.
Let's go and Google
be proud of them.
Let's go, because you're using the word pride to explain why pride is pride.
I just told you.
And so prideful, but yeah, definition there, and then there we go.
Yeah, a feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's. That's what I just said.
And
I want to have this relationship that I can bring to show them.
Yeah, the achievement is what?
Yeah, being in a happy relationship.
Bingo, exactly. Yeah. Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm being so tough on you today, but it feels good. So, because it's playfully tough.
Thank you, sir. May I have another? Whip me into shape, man.
Good frat boy. Exactly. Exactly. Accept your hazing.
I haven't. In this situation, I have an expectation or an ambition of not being told my relationships aren't good or like the people I'm with are bad. I don't want to use the negative, like the inverse there though. Like,
yeah. Well, that's a little bit. So part of it is people talking shit about your relationship. And there's another one, which you'd mentioned later in here.
Yeah, like I have an expectation of myself to like be able to figure this out on my own, or to be in this happy relationship that I'm not in.
Well, there's two parts to this resentment.
Yeah, there is the like, you're wrong, you're a piece of shit, shut up. And there's like, oh, maybe he's right, shit.
Bingo, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
And so we've got the like, oh, like, I don't want you to tell me things part of the ambition. And then what's the next part of that?
Yeah, it's like, I'm trying to think of how to word that. For me, it feels like I have an expectation of myself to be able to figure this out on my own.
And what is that bit? Figure what out?
Like who I should be with or who I want to be with.
So you have an expectation for yourself that the relationships you are in are
good.
There it is. Yeah. Exactly. And this is evidence of
the contrary.
Yeah. Bingo. Next effects by
personal relationships. Yeah, it's me and my best friend. Yep. And what he thinks about me.
As well as
and what I think about him.
Like, and what other relationships?
Like anyone I might choose to be with, sexual
Bingo.
Relationships.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah, there's the personal relationship piece of someone you're romantically involved with, right? And it's like sexual relationship is specifically, this is fucking with my sex. Like someone is cock blocking me and I cannot fuck and this guy is fucking with that. And so how does Eric's opinion of your relationships affect your sexual relationships?
This might be a stretch, but like after Afton and I broke up, we were like, still doing the thing for a really long time. And he's like, dude, you got to stop fucking doing that. Like, which to his point, probably the right move.
Yeah. It's like, but I don't wanna.
Yeah, but I don't wanna.
PP feel good.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Okay. I didn't see that.
And then self-esteem, like, I just don't feel very good about myself if I'm in this quote unquote bad relationship and the people around me think it's a bad relationship. And on the inverse, like if I can't figure this out for myself, that doesn't feel very good either.
Why?
I want to be confident enough in myself to stick by my decisions. And this makes it feel like that's not the case.
So Eric is like, you get into shitty relationships, and how does that affect your self-esteem?
Oh, it's like, if I'm in shitty relationships, then I'm probably shitty too.
There we go. Yes. It's like, I am bad. Yep. Exactly. There we go. And it's evidence for what? Let's get specific. So if he is right.
Oh, then I am bad. Yeah.
In what way?
A bad judge of character, bad judge of like who I'm spending my time with.
Exactly. Exactly. Good work.
Thank you, sir.
Selfish.
Yeah. I want Eric to co-sign my relationships and my bullshit instead of being real with me. I think that's
you can take my silence as a let's elaborate.
See, that's why I was waiting for you to say something, because I'm used to
me interrupting you every 4 seconds. Yeah,
more or less. Yeah. That feels like it to me. Like, I don't know.
I like it. I'm just being sassy. It's good.
I like, even this morning as I'm like transcribing this one, I'm like, I fucking nailed the selfishness. Finally, that one feels right.
I think you did a great job there. Yeah. Don't give me feedback. Just fucking paint roses like on my face or whatever the fucking phrase is, and just jerk me off so I can be happy. Right? Yeah. Don't tell me things I don't want to hear, bitch.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, dishonest.
Eric is broken and needs to work on himself, and I'm in a position to be able to determine that.
Yep. That's a like, who are you to fucking talk shit about a relationship? Sure. Yep.
I'm above external scrutiny, and people need to fuck off with that, but I can still turn around and scrutinize others.
Okay.
Eric knows what's best for me.
I'm
incapable of judging things for myself.
Okay.
Eric wouldn't be a mess if he stopped judging me.
Okay.
I'm in the position to be able to say who is a mess or who isn't.
Okay.
There's also like a bad judge of character.
Yep.
Who I'm with. Like, I'm destined to keep getting stuck in these bad relationships. Other people, I'm thinking of how to word this, like, can't have my best interest at heart if they're also being critical.
So, like, is Eric right?
Like hindsight being what it is, yeah.
What what is Eric wrong?
I can't really decide that.
It's just feedback, right?
Yeah.
So it's like and what's the deepest dishonesty here? Which we might actually touch on in the fear, so let's go into that.
Okay. Yeah, fear. Maybe my best friend actually is onto something and I don't know how to pick my partners.
Yep.
Maybe I can't trust myself to know what's right or wrong. If he's right, I'll never stop settling. I'll never become who I want to be or be with who I want to be because I'll never even know what that looks like.
Okay, great. And so if you can't ever find this or get into this relationship, what happens?
And I'm just like stuck alone.
So it's like, I will never find this person. I'm bad at relationships. I will always be bad at relationships.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Which means you're destined to what?
Just be alone and to suffer.
So write that shit down. Exactly. I'm destined to be alone. And then what does that mean? Yeah. I want to say so I want to actually rephrase this and to suffer because those seem like separate things.
Yeah.
But the story in your mind is what? The story is I'm destined to be alone. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I am alone, that means there will be an unending suffering.
Bingo. Well, it's like alone. I don't even want to say unending suffering yet. I don't want to get to unending and unyielding. So if I'm alone, so cross off the forever.
Yeah.
So if I'm alone, then what happens? Don't overthink it. We already said it.
Yeah. Doesn't feel very good.
Then I'm going to suffer, right?
Yeah. Okay. And if I'm destined to be alone forever, then that condition never stops.
So I want to, what I want to paint here or get very clear is the story in your mind from what I'm observing is that Jordan has a quit, and this isn't like unique to Jordan, but is like being by myself is bad. Yeah. If I'm alone, I'm going to feel pain.
Yeah.
And why do I want to draw light to that association?
Well, it doesn't need to be, it's not true.
For sure. But why do I want to show you that nuance?
I don't know. Because that just feels like something I know at this point.
That's a great answer. So if I equate alone with suffering, that means any time outside of my relationship, I'm now afraid of suffering. And so now if I'm single and want to find this person, but I've labeled being single as sad and alone and full of fear and suffering and sucking and being like shit, how awesome is it going to be to find this other person? Or let me rephrase that is, what kind of person am I going to attract?
Yeah.
If I'm coming from a suffering, scared place.
Someone who also believes that being alone is a suffering and
water seeks its own level, man. Yeah. And you're going to have fun in that relationship. It's like, oh, finally, yay, I'm not alone anymore. Ooh. Is there a way for Jordan to find contentment by himself, right? And again, you're probably already there, blah, 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 might ebb and flow, right? Because we just talked about last week about this girl having a boyfriend and you being sad about it, right? And this is almost obvious, but because I think it's a trope at this point, but that person who's totally fucking chilling and awesome and has a super full life being single,
Yeah.
Finding and just having tons of options.
Yeah.
Why is that? It's super attractive. Super attractive to not be a needy little bitch. Oh my God, I've got a whole life. Again, a woman being a complement to your life, not the focus.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the way I envision it is like finding two people that are awesome on their own and then come together, and it's like, holy shit, it's like the fusing Super Saiyans with the earrings. And it's just like,
it's immediately where my mind went.
You're not 2x better, you're fucking like a 10x better.
Yeah.
Rather than it's like two sick people getting together, and it's just like, let's amplify how sick we are. So it's like, the reason I'm pointing this directly, right? So yeah, it's like, low and suffering forever, blah, blah, just jump right down. It's like, well, I've associated being single, being alone. Well, first off, being single, it's to being alone, one.
Yeah.
And then being alone to being like, that's a bad thing that I need to avoid at all costs.
Yeah.
Because then desperation sets in, and it's like, then I'll fucking jump into the first lifeboat that comes along my way. And then guess what? I've settled for some girl I don't really want to be with, which isn't doing anybody any favors. Make sense?
It does make sense. I'm really glad you got specific with that and called that
Okay.
out.
All right. So stop being a needy bitch.
My needy bitch ship has sailed.
I'm totally joking, dude. I'm totally joking. You're crushing it. You're great. So let's pull these out. Star these.
Yeah. I am alone. I actually want to I want to call that story out.
Alone is bad.
Yeah, being alone is bad. Because that's not true at all. Being alone is fucking dope. I can't have what I want. Suffering will never end. Not enough. Things outside of me determine my worth. Bad.
And how long are you going to be alone for?
Oh, forever.
There we go. Exactly. I will never find that person. Being alone is a state of mind. It has nothing to do with what relationship I'm in. I know plenty of people. I mean, I've felt this personally, being in a room full of friends and feeling incredibly alone and isolated.
Yeah.
It's almost more isolating.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't actually resonate with anybody here. I'm destined to just never make connections, blah, blah, blah. Or being in a relationship that I don't want to be in. Feel super alone. Daddy wouldn't give attention. Oh. Or can't find a better man. Yeah, exactly. Can't find a better man. Yeah, that's my Pearl Jam impression.
Yeah, I was gonna say the grunge voice is super on point.
Yeah.
Quite good.
She rolls over.
It's more a Nirvana guy myself, but Pearl Jam's all right.
I mean, Nirvana is definitely better. She fakes to sleep as he looks her over. She lies and says she's in love with him. Can't find a better man. But you know what? It created awesome music, so good. I still don't know the lyrics to these songs because they sing like that. She dreams in color, she dreams in real. Can't find a better man. Yeah.
I think you got it.
She lies and says she still loves him. Got a lonely ass kid. Got a lonely ass mom. Again, I wasn't there. The song, not a happy song. I just love the intro to that song. It's like this song is dedicated to the bastard who married my mama or some shit like that. I fucking love that shit. So good. So fucking good. So yeah, man. Yeah. Being single, being alone, fantastic. Go crush life. Go expand. Go expand, go expand, go expand, go expand, go expand. Have a full fucking life and then watch the relationship just appear in front of you. How it works. How it works is a story as old as time. I wasn't even looking, and then there it was. And we were both touching the same piece of celery at Whole Foods. Aha. It was destined to be.
It's been, I think that's been one of the most notable shifts. It's funny because like these resentments that have come up recently are older ones about this subject. But I used to like, I would catch myself going out to public places and be like, oh, I wonder if I'm going to like meet someone while I'm here. And I haven't felt that in a very long time. Because I just like, if it happens, it happens.
Well, and you can, if you find someone. I know very few guys who would be like in a public place and they're like, oh my God, and then strike a conversation up with a woman.
Nope.
Guess
very
what?
Low. Yeah.
Guess what? Women fucking dream of that happening. Now, granted, they're also horrified of some fucking rando that they don't find attractive coming up to them and going and like, hey, what's up? But like, get away from me. This is my nightmare. But they also dream that some fucking stud would sack up and be like, hey, what's up? You like celery? I like celery. My name's Jordan. Derp, derp, derp. Dream of it. Just like you dream being in yoga class, some fucking hot girl walking up to you and being like your downward dog, winky face. Be like, oh my God. Digga, 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 digga.
Yeah, I've got no reply to that. That's pretty pretty much spot the fuck on.
The best way I know to get what I want is to ask for it. And if I see a pretty lady and I'm like, I would like to date you, then put your fucking heart out there and fucking ask for it and don't be a bitch. It's that simple. All my female friends that I talk to know about that are single, they're like, why are men such pussies?
Yeah, there's a whole like they're called herbivore men in like most of Southeast Asia, which I find hilarious.
What? Southeast Asia? How did Southeast Asia get into this conversation?
Like those types of dude, they call them herbivores. Like they're herbivore men. Like they're just little bitches.
What does that have to do with Southeast Asia?
That's just what they call them there. They're like specifically herbivore men.
In Southeast Asia, they call them herbivores.
Yes.
I love that. That's just fucking hysterical.
That term to me is my favorite.
That's great. Yeah.
No, it's there. There's no way Southeast Asia plays in here. I just wanted to bring up that
Why
I'm Weeb and I love
ask
Japan.
Someone I find attractive out? Why wouldn't I do it? I've created some story in my mind as to why it's going to fucking hurt and suck and I can't do it because they're going to say no and then I'm a piece of shit or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, dude. Yeah. And she might have a fucking boyfriend. No, not interested. Might not even think you're attractive. No, sorry. There's one for me, man. I don't know what to say. We are capped out at time. I've imparted all of the wisdom that I can impart in this hour, unless I go off on another half-hour tangent on men being bitches. It's like dating apps are trash.
Yep.
Dating apps are available to people who are too scared to actually have a conversation. And now I'm gonna just text back and forth. And
I'd never thought about it that way, but that's a really great.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. It is.
We fucking swipe right or left in person all the time.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, maybe they'll like me too. And now I'll know for sure if they think I'm cute because we'll have matched. And then I'll say like, I'll fucking copy and paste some fucking reply I've sent to 9,000 other women and hope that I can be interesting enough to strike up a date so that she won't flake 3 days later. Fuck that noise.
Yeah.
I'm making an actual connection with a human being. I'm old school there. I think dating apps are complete garbage.
Yeah,
Complete garbage.
Every time I've tried to use them, they just feel bad.
If you're a guy, dating apps are complete trash. Complete trash. It's a waste of time. Go out in the fucking world and actually meet a human being and see what happens. Anyway, that's my diet. Enough. That's it, brother. Always a pleasure fucking working with you. As
Right
always,
back at you.
work on the resentment. We didn't really touch into your routines for the week. That's fine. I'm sure you are doing the deal.
Sure.
Not worried about it. But that is it. And I'll see you later, brother.